We are also at that time of year when the dictionaries pick out their words of the year, words that sum up our year, were searched a lot, or could have long-term cultural significance. Last week, Merriam-Webster chose the word authentic, saying it was among the dictionary's most looked-up words of the year, thanks to conversations about AI and identity. And today, Oxford says, well, we have our word too, and it's Riz. If you're not familiar with this word, it's Gen Z slang. It's short for charisma, and it describes someone's ability to attract another person. These are clearly two very different words with a little bit in common, and the words could tell us a little something about ourselves in 2023. Like, for example, you have some Riz, Kent, not a ton, but a decent amount.
Aw, Jana, thank you so much.
Love
That's
you.
a big compliment. I just learned that. I cannot claim to be an expert on Riz, Jana. So in order to be authentic in my reporting, I visited a local college campus and talked to some experts today about how they define these words and how they define us this year.
If you're looking for the word that will get the most people going in 2023, there seems to be little debate.
What's your take on word of the year, Riz or authentic?
I think Riz,
Why?
because among the Gen Z population, like it's the word that's more used.
Yeah, I would pick Riz. It's a new one. I've heard authentic a bunch of times.
I think it operates more in like online internet social media circles than it does in reality, but I still think it's a good new word.
According to Oxford, it took more than 32,000 votes and a team of language experts before Riz received its annual distinction and a formal definition.
What does it mean to you?
Riz is to be able to have game, I don't know, and be able to pull people. Like,
Kind of like charisma?
yeah, like being very charming. Yeah, that's the word. Like being very charismatic, charming.
It's like when you have game in a flirtatious way. But I didn't know it came from charisma. That makes it a more fun word, I guess.
But does that really make it the better word?
Are you team Riz or team authentic?
I'm team ¿Por qué no los dos? I think they're fantastic, each and every one of them. Yeah, I think these are really excellent words of the year.
Morgan Sleeper is an assistant professor of linguistics at Macalester and says he's equally intrigued by Merriam-Webster's choice of authentic as word of the year, especially because it was driven in part by internet search trends.
So I imagine that authentic is something that people were looking up this year a lot in terms of artificial intelligence and what does it mean for something to be authentic. What not fake means might look really different right now than it would have 10 years ago. It's an example of, well, the dictionary can tell you what authentic means, but only you can decide if something is authentic as we want to use that word or not.
I think authentic is a better word, just being like true to yourself. I feel like Riz, Riz is like made up. It literally is made up. That's like it's just part of a word.
I have no Riz whatsoever. I have limited Riz.
But even if it did start on Twitch and migrate to TikTok and is shorthand for charisma, Professor Sleeper says, don't sleep on Riz.
It seems kind of funky when you think about it for charisma, but of course that's how we get fridge out of refrigerator, right? Or flu out of influenza. We've chopped off the front and the end, and what you're left with is the middle, which is a lot shorter to say.
Fridge and flu, that's a good argument, but I'm still not taking the loss on Riz. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that.
Riz.
Yeah.
So is Riz here to stay or is it going to go away?
I hope it's. No, I don't want it. That can go. Can go.
This is a difficult task of our job as linguists, is to convince people that 150 years ago, someone was screaming at the clouds about a word that you use every day now without a second thought. But really the thing to remember is that if a language isn't changing, that means that language is dead. So as long as your language is changing, that's a good thing.
And Professor Sleeper will actually have a say in a different word of the year selection in the coming weeks. He's a member of the American Dialect Society, and Janet, they will have their own vote in a few more weeks. He told me he wasn't sure what he'd vote for, but he did say he really is a fan of both of these.
Man,
Riz and all.
We gotta find him after that vote, because now I need to know it. And I just want to mad props to the young man that stayed true, was authentic to his vote for authentic.
He did, despite his friends laughing
Despite
at him.
mockery.
Did you hear that? I mean, come on.
He held strong. Appreciate that in today's world. Thanks so much, Kent.